I lowered my volume a little bit. So can you check the stream and see if it's too low or if it's still... I lowered my volume a little bit.
Get lost? Are we live?
Yeah, we're live right now.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
DDRG.
Planetside battles.
Is PG-16.
I think I'm quiet again.
100% sure about this.
Yeah, like a little bit, not much, but a little bit.
I'll turn you up just a little bit.
A wee bit. Cute.
DDRG. There we go. Hi, hello everybody. The TR character is PG-16.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, hello everybody. This is the final for the PIL tournament. This is going to be DDRG versus BAX. This is going to be a pretty exciting match. We saw DDRG versus BAX yesterday, and actually DDRG pretty handedly by quite a lot, actually. What we saw, however, after that match was BAX stepped up their game throughout the rest of their matches. They were incredibly well coordinated against RAM and then LPS you saw just a few minutes ago, about 20 minutes ago. They were incredibly well coordinated for those matches due to how much they lost by DDRG. They knew they had to get that back in order. So this is actually going to be a pretty exciting match. A little bit of revenge possibly for the BAX team. DDRG team. For the rosters.
That is async power.
My microphone is actually...
Yeah, I will check. Give me 1 second. One thing I do want to note with the X-Tech team is that because SimpleNup is playing, they will have to speak English and can't speak German, and that might be an issue for their coordination. No, I'm not joking about this. This is seriously an issue for them. Galos, no one can hear you. You are so stupid. Yeah. No, I closed the stream, so you're gonna have to keep
hate
talking.
you. Right, so
I think we're good. Yeah. Galos, you're still not there.
I'll just put it on
You're
this.
there at the beginning and then you cut out.
That's really interesting, and I don't really understand why. Anyway.
We'll just blame Batty.
I always do blame Batty. So, two powerhouses going at it, and especially this first map. This is going to be Ganon South, well known to favor the aggressive side, but for both of these teams, they're both incredibly aggressive. So we're going to see just whoever can brute force this the most and do the most flanks, and possibly who can control the roof the best. It's going to be a good time. By the way, before I forget, we do have a giveaway for people actually actively talking in chat and people following the channel. We're going to be announcing a winner on this halftime and on the end of this first map, and then we're going to be doing another giveaway on the halftime of the second map, and then on the end of the third map. So if you guys want to possibly win $5 dues and Daybreak codes cash, please make sure you're following and make sure you're talking in the chat. All right.
The second map, by the way, is going to be Aiken, so we'll definitely see quite a shift in gameplay style there, because Aiken is a lot more hectic. You
That's
can't
true, yep.
play Door Camp Simulator as much as you can in this one.
Yeah.
Setups aren't as strong. It's going to be really interesting to see the change between those two maps.
Yeah, Aiken has more of a like a clockwise direction that it goes. It's kind of interesting. Once you break the circular kind of flow that Aiken does, that's really when you see the points start rolling in. Whoever can hold one of those buildings the best and stop the flow. So anyway, we'll go ahead and ready up ourselves. We'll get this match started. What do you expect to see for people here? What do you expect? Like two LAs, one Bolter, one LA?
I'm not convinced by the 2 LA strat. I don't think it's strong on the space. I think this way to win the space is just turtle on point, maybe play 1 LA, but I expect them to play at least 1 LA from both sides, and DDRG definitely a roof heavy when they have the easier roof exercise. I expect ITZY to be up there, but we'll see what they've come up with. This is the final, so they might have come up with a completely new strat or something.
It's interesting. I actually, I think that playing on the outside is a pretty strong way to go on Gon, and I think if you can get roof control, do a lot of flanks either from the roof or around on swamp. Just getting roof control in general makes it easier to do any kind of flanking. But the more flanks you do, I find on Gon, the better you're going to do in general. So it's going to be interesting to watch either if they turtle up the BAX or DDRG team, or if they actually go for more flanks.
The jungle flank and the bridge flank, I agree. I just don't think the double LAs, that's really worth it on the space. Because you never, and I feel like the teams never end up getting those great flanks with both LAs. I feel like there's only enough room for 1 LA to kind of do that flank. But we'll see what we'll see what they come up with for the final. Okay, we're starting this tick apparently.
This tick, okay. 60 seconds.
I will just quickly run and get a glass for my beers, so I don't have to drink out of the bottle like a barbarian American.
I don't like you.
Barbaric.
Savage.
Neutral.
By the way, this is the final and nerves are up. So everyone kind of like anybody who does pickups and things, they know not to run down this bolter lane normally. But because nerves are kind of rattled, this is the final. We might see someone get picked off real early because of they're just forgetting not to run down this lane. So that'll be fun to watch if that happens.
Right, I am back and ready. 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5.
Okay.
And
script looks like it started, no problem.
Yeah, my script's working as well.
So it looks like we've got standard load. Oh, actually, I'm wrong. 4 heavies, no, 3 heavies, 2 LAs, 1 bolter for the BAX team.
Not a single LA for the never mind, there's an LA, I'm just blind. For the DDRG team.
BAX going in from bottom floor is likely their best option here. They're actually getting wiped out on fat right now. They went in.
DDRG LA is already dead.
Well, that's good news for these guys.
See a drop here from
they really need a drop right now because they're getting wiped out inside. They've only got a bolter left inside. Yeah, those LAs needed to move a lot faster than that. That was a bad flank by the LAs. They didn't have nearly enough people inside to deal with the DDRG team.
Coach tried to move in, but it was way too late at that point. I wonder if Crossrun's still using the Track 5 burst.
I do believe he is. They were talking about that before, and I'm pretty sure he's using the Track 5 burst. Now we do have DDRG pretty well holding down the skinny stairway. Actually 4 downstairs on the point. BAX nowhere to be seen right now. They're probably gonna have to regroup, it looks like.
This is quite a strong start from DDRG. They've already got a team wipe,
actually 2 team wipes worth.
9 points ahead, and they're getting time on the point now.
Mm-hmm.
Strong start, definitely, but we see BAX pushing back in over big. They're about to get conked, though.
Possible flank by the BAX team here. They're up here on dubs and ready to go. I think they might have been waiting for maybe people to start pushing in on...
Too late, though.
Oh, yeah. Not seeing a whole lot of action going on inside, is it? Another bad push by BAX team. They really got to get that cohesion back together, because right now they're just kind of trickling in the lobby, and they're trickling in on the top. They got to get these pushes in at the same time.
I think what BAX needs to do here is throw more Kongs and bunny hop more people.
That's a solid idea.
Master of Planetside 2, Tune 2.
More bunny hopping.
I don't know who Tune is. You should probably stop playing this game. Damn, that's a strong bolt and almost got the pilot kill.
Almost, yeah.
Ryan.
Here comes the LA. Actually, coming in from the fat stair, too. Went directly into him. It worked. Actually, BAX is getting control of hallway right now. Score lead's gotten a lot closer.
Yeah, we see the Black Hand again.
Yeah. I'm a little upsetty spaghetti. I'm seeing some DDRG Black Hand use. Who is there, LA? Is that G-Power? So he is also on board the Black Hand train.
I'm telling you, everyone is. It's the new meta.
It's the new meta, apparently. I don't know. I feel like a grandfather. Ooh, a bolter right here on point. Gets the pick off of Zyros. Ryan trying to finish him off. Got him.
Gets him. Double body shot.
Good old-fashioned double body. Can't do it wrong.
Nice.
Looking at the scores now, we do have DDRG just a little in front of BAX. They were at a pretty solid lead there for the first couple minutes, but now they're much closer. BAX is able to get...
has a lot of time on the point.
Yeah.
They're 1 minute away.
BAX was able to get a lot more control here. They finally got that coordination they needed. Oh, wow. Coach here just tanking a ton of shots. He's not backing off of this fight. He goes down to the bolter way in the back. Shrimp comes up and cleans off that kill. Oh, the bolter gets the second. Oh, the third. Yolda gets 3. He might get this fourth as well. He gets 4. Oh my god.
That's a good fucking choice.
Yeah. Yolda with 4 kills. Just powerhousing through the skinny stairway.
And that's DDRG with point control.
Yeah, that bolter basically killed the entire BAX team. I think they only missed maybe the LA and another person that died earlier, but great bolting by Yolda. Now they have to worry about him again. Yolda gets another one on Ryan.
God damn, that's a BAX bolter down.
Yeah, that bolter's down. Yolda's still there, and they have to worry about Yolda. They just saw him take out 5 people now.
With Coach in a flank here with a Black Hand, doesn't even use the MSW, just tries to flank with the Black Hand.
Ooh, BAX team gets pushed back out of the point. Oh, Ryan with a quick pick, though. He gets one of the heavies.
Coach too late to push in. The pressure from the other side was already gone.
Now, we do have a bit of an aim duel here between the 2 bolters. It's hard for them to shoot each other because they're both cloaked, but Yolda might be able to get it. He's been on fire for this last couple minutes here. Yolda gets a body. Oh, but he goes down to Ryan, finally deals with him. Now they have a bunch of people in Hall they have to deal with. DDRG easily takes out Shrimp. Oh, and they've got a flank coming in on door 1.
Lemmy is behind them, though. Gets one.
Oh, but he has to deal with the people on Skinny as well, and he goes down. It was an okay counterflank by Slendy there, but overall his whole team got kind of wiped out there before he could be of too much use.
Looking at the scores, they're not too far apart, but I am quite surprised to see that DDRG is doing so well with BAX having so much control
Yolda
here.
really destroyed that momentum they had. They had the building and very good control, but Yolda actually came in, took out over half the team, and really that was the momentum that BAX needed to come back and quickly kind of turn things around. Then Yolda just by himself destroyed that.
Yeah, that's just a very strong play from Big Man Yolda there.
Now it does look like we have CrossJohn swapping out his LA for another heavy, so maybe they'll have a bit more strength going inside. They did just get a couple picks.
Did play heavy in the middle there somewhere, but it seems like he's back on the LA.
Yeah, he's back on LA. And he's only got one LA to deal with, but it is G-Power.
That is a strong competition.
Definitely. Oh, Ryan's really thirsting for this bolter. He wants to get him out of play. It's probably not the worst idea considering how strong he's been. They do finally get him. Meanwhile, I think his team's dealing with Hallway right now. Yeah, CrossJohn up here with Zyros dealt with the rest of them.
That's a wipe.
All right, there you go. So BAX finally got that control back, and they dealt with the bolter this time around, so they don't have to worry about him wiping out over half the team.
And Coach is spotting out the repush by DDRG here, so they know where they're coming from.
That's actually a pretty good idea. You do want those spots because you can quickly respond to people when they're pushing big like this. You can see 4 people inside a server, and guess where the BAX team is? They're going to be in corner, they're going to be in skinny, and they're going to be on fat, all cross-firing, and this is exactly what you like to see.
And it's working out great.
Oh yeah,
that's 3 picks already, and 1 low.
Oh, Yolda gets Slendy. Once again, Yolda's showing how good his aim is. Getting those very quick picks. Ryan does get a body there.
Though by Ryan.
He's gonna probably have to pull out on this one. Oh, but he's looking back.
God damn. Ryan gets the heavy down.
At this point,
headshot as well. That was an impressive shot actually.
At this point, it looks like Yolda's really just got his personal, flow going on. He's probably feeling pretty good right now, and you might end up seeing mistakes made because of that. You see how, ooh, nice pick there by G-Power. You see how aggressive people start playing when they get that momentum going.
And DDRG re-secure the point here with
your words, Billy.
With 2 seconds left. It's a German name, dude. I can't pronounce it in English.
But yeah, they did get that point back. There's only a few seconds that BAX needs to really touch that for, though. And BAX is coming back in strong, back on fat and in lobby.
And flipping point already.
It's likely that they're going to get the cap. They have a strong presence bottom floor, but DDRG...
1 heavy and a bolter, though.
DDRG is pushing him right now.
2 go down, though.
But they've got another one in the back. And that is Coach there with the LA support. I don't know. I don't think I saw CrossJohn in there. What was he? He's on roof. Well, he's on the bridge roof. He might be trying to deal with the LA on the roof for Coach. Oh, Ryan goes down there. Little bit too aggressive on Ryan's part.
DDRG is really pulling away with the points here, and BAX really sort of need this cap if they want to stay close. Point wise.
Yeah, and what you're seeing isn't so much like a strategy of DDRG just doing certain things as much as it is just them powerhousing through and pushing back and forth.
With Mensch here trash talking Ryan in chat here. Can't remember the last time I saw Mensch here play. Maybe we should play first because he's talking trash like that. BAX looking to do another push here though.
They do have 2 people on the point, and really they just need a few, they need about 30 seconds now. But the problem is DDRG is watching for that cap, and they know when they touch that, they've only got a couple people, and they're pushing hard. Here they go down skinny again.
3 of them just pushing down there.
4 of them going down skinny.
God damn it.
BAX really not countering this super well. They're kind of just flashing on that point, just trying to get more time on it, and just trying to get that cap desperately, but they're losing a lot of points from it.
I'm not seeing the strategy from BAX here, sadly.
Yeah.
Not the team play they've had in the previous.
Yeah, the last few matches
the
they
game yesterday,
had
especially.
fantastic team play, and what I'm seeing here is mostly just trying to powerhouse through, not doing a lot of flanks. You do see some grouping, 2 going up fat, 2 going up lobby, but look at this flank here. 1 turned on him, but Shrimp got down when he did it, and then they had an LA come in, take out the rest of lobby. And there goes Slendy as well. That LA just took out 3. They're not watching the flanks nearly as much. They feel like it's the roof control that they're lacking so much. Despite Coach actually being up here, they don't seem to have that control that they need, even with the LA.
They switched back to a second LA, actually. I see Cross going up here again.
Coach did not notice his other LA. He goes down to G-Power. Crosshun gets his LA, but he still has to worry about G-Power.
He got a heavy there, actually.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Not an LA.
Now Crosshun going in for the flank. He does have to worry about G-Power behind him.
So does G-Power, though. He's also on the flank. Gets caught out, though.
Oh,
unlucky there.
Crosshun goes down, but he gives Ryan a chance to get the kill on him. Timer's now almost back to halfway. BAX, once again, only 2 people on the point. DDRG this time, however, did get almost full wipe there. They have a couple people coming in the server right now. They're doing a lot of Desi work, it seems. Just trying to get a little bit of splash before finishing these people off. Here comes the rest of the DDRG team.
Like...
Powerhousing through the skinny stairway.
It doesn't seem like BAX really gets the time to set up that hold that they had in the middle part there, where they were doing very well.
Yeah.
They just thought I have to take it from where they are, and they don't get time to do the strats they wanted to, maybe.
Yeah, the BAX team is really having a hard time just kind of getting that defensive hold. It's not really what they're known for is those super defensive holds, but in these last 2 days, we've seen them set up super well on maps like Pale and Chak, and we really saw their teamwork kind of play through. Unfortunately, what we're seeing here is just kind of more that what we saw yesterday against DDRG, just kind of trickling in. Even a little bit group, but still dying to like a whole ball of DDRG players.
It's really impressive how DDRG managed to stay as one group so well.
Yeah.
Or always go as one, and we've seen it throughout this whole tournament, and they're very good at it.
Ooh, Slendy gets 2 picks there off a skinny stair. Hurts that whole flank. Oh, here comes the LAs in the back too. Actually wipes out DDRG. So once again, BAX has full control of the building, but no roof control.
They don't have time to cap anymore, though.
That's true, yeah.
Out of time.
Yeah, they're out of time to cap. They probably don't realize that, though. Crash on a nice pick with the black hand.
Oh, Shrimp getting sandwiched. That's exactly that DDRG push. 3 of them just collapsing on him.
Yeah, strong push by DDRG. 3 of them all hitting each person individually too, and that's what you saw yesterday. They're very good at that, catching each person one at a time, but with 3 DDRG people.
Yeah, it's insane how good they are at it.
Here comes Crosshun back to the roof. Coach is already up there. They're going to have to deal with this one LA. If they can get roof control back, they might not have too hard of a time getting the building itself back. So they've got 2 LAs on the roof in full control. Back inside, we have a couple DDRG pushing back in. Where's Yold at? Yold back here in the server. Yold is really going to be key in taking out these people that are camping skinny stairway most of the time. You can see DDRG just kind of pushing through it no matter what anyway. But
yeah, they don't even need the ball,
yeah.
They don't even rely on him. They just sort of go in.
Yeah.
It doesn't work though. Slendy
took them both.
Another 2. They just the next 2 rush them. Yeah, there's just always more of them.
Yeah, Slendy can take down 2 DDRG heavies, but there's more that comes with. So.
Oh, that's time though.
Yep.
And we have a difference of 52 points in favor of DDRG.
Yeah,
that's
no caps,
a big difference.
But yeah, 52 points in the first half. That's a pretty significant amount. Now, I will say, you know, these 2 sides do play fairly differently. The BAX team could have a better chance starting now on the north side because they can get that roof heavy, do a lot more flanking.
Yeah, I do think that's in general the strongest side on this map. That being said, DDRG played incredibly well. And BAX seem not to be on their game as they were the last few matches.
Right, yeah. Take a look at some of these individual scores here. So DDRG, we have a total points of 204. Itzy at positive 2. Dr. Psycho at -2. Yolda at 24. He was their bolter. You saw him just kind of rampaging through the building. G-Power at 18. Joe Crema at 2. Simple Nub at 2. So everyone kind of just a little positive with the exception of Yolda and G-Power. The G-Power also, he was the LA you saw quite a lot. Mostly just those heavies just kind of rolling through, and then those special guys, the bolter and the LA picking up a lot of kills for their team. The BAX team, we got 152 points total. Slendy at +2. You saw him take out quite a few people, actually, even 1v2ing them a few times. But you just can't win when you have another 2 coming in behind them. Shrimp at -13, Crosshot at -10, Ryan at +5, Zyrus at -16, and Coach at -20. Coach being the LA for a good portion of that, I saw had to deal with G-Power, and you saw how G-Power kind of just he just seemed to know the roof a little bit better. Coach seemed to struggle with using that cover effectively. Ryan was their bolter, and he was doing actually fairly well, but very aggressive player.
I'm quite surprised to see Shrimp going that far negative, honestly. But I feel like
what I'm seeing
he
a lot of
plays a lot better when that BAX team player is there. He's really carrying.
Yeah.
And maybe if it's not there, it just doesn't allow him to.
What I'm surprised about,
carry on.
Shrimp is a known flanking kind of person. He does a lot of flanking, and what I didn't see anything of was any kind of heavies going around the building at all. I saw them entirely inside and trying to deal with DDRG, even trying to go for the cap, and it really wasn't working super well for them.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe you were right in the beginning, and they should have tried more jungle flanks. I saw Coach on a flank one time, but he didn't really manage to do anything.
Yeah.
He just stood there with his black hand and took part.
And it could have to do with G-Power kind of dominating him on the roof. If you can't get roof control,
True.
Your flanks are shut down. G-Power will just come around as soon as he realizes someone's doing a flank and just get you quickly picked off. It's very hard to deal with an LA as a heavy doing a flank.
True, very true. Do want to point out again that Yolda is having a fantastic game here.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah, 24 net score, 21 kills, 9 deaths total, 81% HSR with 21 kills. That is a very high HSR for that amount of kills, because that is, 8 out of 10 of those shots are instant kills. And that is probably tilting the BAX team more than you guys realize, because when bolters can just constantly shut your whole push down, it rattles you, and it rattles the people around you that are also trying to do that same kind of push.
Something else I see is the huge amount of damage assists we see on the DDRG heavy.
Yeah, Itzy actually at
20 damage assists, 19 damage assists. That's insanely high, but that shows the playstyle they do. They ball people, and it's exactly what you want to do in this,
especially on this map too. This map is so small, you really get away with balling up and just pushing all together into one area.
It's gonna be interesting to see, because the next map is Aiken. I'm not sure if their death ball strat's gonna work as well.
Well, the bolter's definitely,
as you said before,
not gonna be as effective as well.
Yeah, as you said before, the once you break that clockwise rotation on Aiken that you get in the beginning usually, you can't really ball it as much, I don't think.
Yeah.
But maybe they're going to show something different.
What you usually see is kind of the smarter teams. What they do is they hold up inside of a building, and as the aggressive kind of teams push into those buildings, they're already set up on ledges and on certain angles. But neither one of these teams are really more known to be kind of like playing the angles, more of the passive kind. These both are teams that rely a lot on brute force and push into buildings. So it's going to be interesting to watch the Aiken match because I don't really know who's going to try and break the rotation first, whether it be by going into the enemy spawn camp building or going into the adjacent and just holding balcony from there, because that's also a good idea.
Definitely gonna be interesting, and we might like it's such different gameplay from this map.
Oh yeah.
Plays entirely differently. We have a few people reloading. Slendy's asking for a third dildo.
I think I'm on
Too few nanites.
the wrong color for that. Yeah.
Do you have to be on the same color for those?
Well, the Dildar is actually an item that has to be gifted to certain characters. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So if you were to say like delete this character, that Dildar's also gone.
But isn't it like a deployable? I stand next
It is.
to?
Yeah, it's a deployable. It just kind of it's just a giant recon device. What's it called? The motion spotter. It's a giant motion spotter. Interestingly enough, I noticed that it's no longer deployable like under trees and things. It's kind of acting like a spawn beacon all of a sudden.
Oh,
I noticed that
okay.
the other day. I don't know if they changed something about it or.
Maybe that's a hint that spawn beacon's getting instant again.
I did quite enjoy the instant spawn beacons. It did make it a lot easier to actually stay in fights.
I think most of us
Yeah.
did. But can't have fun things in Planetside.
Nope. No fun allowed. Oh, you know what? While we have time, why don't we go ahead and do a quick raffle? I did say we were going to do one at this halftime. Oh, wow. It's him hand.
Yeah, that's I call rigged.
So the raffle is going to be for 5 Daybreak Cash each time we do it. It's for the people that are most active in chat and are following the channel. Just make sure you're actually talking in chat if you want to be considered for the raffle. I'm going to go ahead and.
Quick correction: you said 5. It's 500 Daybreak Cash, which is
Well,
$5
$5 reduce. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just so people realize we're actually giving away a bit of money, because 5 Daybreak Cash is like nothing. Thanks to, I guess, Daybreak, probably. They probably provided those codes because you can't buy them anymore. Big shout out to Daybreak for actually supporting competitive Planetside with the little resources they had.
Yeah, 500 Daybreak Cash. That's enough for a couple of camos, I believe, isn't it?
I think we have a sale on Infantry gear coming up, so you could probably even get a helmet with that.
There we go.
Okay, it looks like VS is ready. Landy was the last one from TR, so I guess they're about to be ready. Yep, okay. Both teams ready. So we're about to go again.
So what do you expect for, what are they going to bring out here, you think, for the BAX team especially?
I think they're going to go with 1 LA here from this side and rather push a heavy up on the roof.
That's actually what I'm expecting too. I think it's going to go 1 LA and then 1 roof heavy, and I bet it'll probably be either Coach or Shrimp, just knowing that Shrimp wants to do those flanks.
And I think he's the right person to do it, definitely. And I think this could be a stronger side for them. I think
so too. Actually,
go better for them.
I think it could definitely go better because they're having a real hard time. Not so much getting into the building as much as just holding on to it once they get inside. And I think this side here might be better for them just to be able to flank around and get the people pushing back in. And as well as if they can do it, it's better for spawn camps as well. For the aggressive side anyway, because you'll see them hold the fat doors if they can actually manage it. But it's going to be really hard with Yolda, because Yolda, as you saw, he was on fire. He's not playing around. He is if he sees somebody long corridor like this, he'll kill him.
True. And this is definitely more the side to get locked out on. And once you are properly locked out, it is very hard to get back in. Probably one of the hardest maps to get locked out on. Because you don't really have any other options. You can go for bridge flank maybe, but that's about it.
Bridge flank is always super risky too, I find. I usually get caught out on that.
Yeah, it's hard to pull off. We're going 15 seconds. 10. 5 seconds. And
here we go.
What is okay, we see same setup from DDRG, 4 heavies, 1 bolter, 1 light assault.
Meanwhile, on the back side, we actually have 1 light assault. I don't see a bolter this time.
Oh, that's interesting. I see Coach on the roof, by the way, as heavy.
Okay, so it is Coach that's going to be supporting the LA on the roof, I bet. Again, I don't see that bolter. I think, yeah, that was Ryan that just went down as a heavy. So they swapped out their bolter for a heavy, try and get more strength going into this building. But actually, DDRG just handily wiped them very quickly, going up Fat Stair. I'm not sure what happened there. BAX just didn't check the Fat Stairway while they ran in.
They got 1 pick on Fat, but they've kind of just tried to run through it, and that's really not a great idea.
Yeah, that was a poor push by BAX there.
BAX is pushing back in the server room here, and actually DDRG didn't push too far in. They're not trying to lock them out, they're letting them into server.
No, and this is the ideal crossfire to have. 1 man on Skinny, people in Hall, people on Fat. This is insanely hard to deal with, but the LA did come in, deal with the people on Fat, and now you've got BAX rolling through. They've got Skinny dealt with, and they've got the whole building. But unfortunately, only a couple of people left alive after that.
Only
Yolda's here.
Coach.
Oh, but Coach very quickly took out Yolda.
Yolda gets
1 LA flanking in.
MSW.
Actually does manage to get the kill off of Coach there, but someone actually is respawning. They're coming back in on the building now.
DDRG already managed to get quite a bit of time on the point from that initial wipe. That was quite impressive.
Yeah.
And double pick from... Oh, never mind. There was 2 different people. My bad.
Slendy with a quick pick off of... off the box there. Yolda's still behind this box, just trying to deal with Shrimp, I believe it's behind there. Yeah, Shrimp just holding on to this point, knowing that what they want is that plus 18 so they can start to kind of flex around the map a bit.
With complaints about warping and lag in Yelp chat here.
Again, since the DX11 patch, there have been a lot of issues with lag and with people warping, despite not having a ton of ping. We've seen it from several people who we know don't have that much ping.
Yeah, and yeah, most of the time it's just natural ping, and people can't do anything against it. BAX still have point control here.
Yeah, BAX is
getting it back to neutral.
BAX is getting it back to halfway point. DDRG really has to try and push themselves back inside of this. I don't think they're going to have too much of an issue, though. If Yolda can get a quick pick, that usually is a signal that the rest of the team can start moving in. Where is Yolda?
BAX are getting up on points here, slowly, like a few points.
Yeah, 230 to 192, and no caps from the first half at all, so... Yeah, they're only about 40 points behind. That's definitely doable.
So maybe this side is doing them better.
It does seem like it,
we'll just have to see how much.
Now, I do say that, but yeah, DDRG just rolling right through. Shrimp having a hard time taking anybody out. Actually got no picks there. Got picked up himself by Itzy. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Joe Crema that picked him.
And another person complaining about Simple up here. Oh god. We have the yell chat
Ooh.
lag accusation wars.
Croshan just actually goes down to Itzy there on the top. A little bit of an LA battle, but now we do have Coach, who's got a bit of a beefier setup. He has a heavy going after this LA.
Of Yolda with the pigs inside again.
Itzy just gets away. Coach is, I think he's just playing the roof to stay, to keep roof control, and it might work out for him. I don't know if he's going for any kind of flanking, but I think what he's trying to do is prevent their flanks, which might be a good idea for them.
Could be worth it, especially considering if you're locked into dubs, like BAX is a lot in this game, then the flank on dubs by the LA is incredibly strong.
Oh, here comes Croshan and Coach. Oh, Croshan does get picked. Coach did get Yolda, but the rest of the DDRG team's still alive. We do have Shrimp finally going for one of those flanks that I've been talking about, but he did not get a pick there. He's gonna have to back off. He's in a bit of a bad spot here. This is one of the worst angles you want to be fighting in. He gets picked. Oh, was there another one back there? Oh, it's an LA battle on the bridge. Two DDRG LAs now. They're going a little bit more more heavy on the roof control, it seems.
Itzy switched to LA. I guess they're trying to respond to that.
Yeah, heavy on roof.
Yeah.
Ooh, Coach does get flash. He has to back off on that. Meanwhile, inside, we do have Slendy still alive behind the box, and DDRG doing that classic crossfire. People on skinny, people inside on fat.
DDRG are starting to pull away on points again,
Yeah.
and they do have this building locked down as well. Might get the cap here 30 seconds
Yeah,
away.
DDRG's in a good spot to get the cap, and they've got a ton of points now. We've got 272 to 216 in favor of DDRG.
I'm not convinced by this switch of the bolt by Ryan.
Yeah,
I feel like you need the bolt for the control.
Yeah, I do feel like Ryan was doing a lot better on that that bolt. He was actually able to make sure that people off of fat were able to get picked off immediately. And in this particular scenario, you could definitely get picks off of fat doors before they really start pushing in, which could be handy.
And once you are inside, the bolt just allows you so much more control if you play passive.
Although Ryan's not well known
small.
for playing passive, but we've seen it happen before.
That's true. Might need Dirtle to shout at him and tell him how to play.
Ooh, Slendy with a quick pick behind the box. Oh, but DDRG's flanking in behind. He's got the two LAs. Oh, here they come. Shrimp has to deal with 4 people.
Doesn't manage.
Zyros does get... Oh, there's only one left, but he goes down to a pilot.
Oh.
Simple Nub takes him out. He's the last one alive. Oh, no, we've got one more coming in. Joe Cream is also alive in here. I think he went for the long flank. He only just now showed up.
Stay alert. Enemy heavy nearby.
See both teams just passively conking.
Well, conks are incredibly strong in this map. It is a very small map, and each building or each room has very open sight lines for the grenades to really conk you. And
we see BAX on a flank here again, Coach and Crosslaw on the LA.
oh yeah, finally they did get that flank going. Looks like we also have one more in here too. Who's this? Ryan. Ryan's also in here, supporting that flank.
And they somehow kicked DDRG off the point.
Yep. The point.
DDRG prepping for the push.
Now, point-wise, we have 290 to 240 in favor of DDRG. They actually got a pretty good amount of points from those last couple of minutes there. The BAX team did. Closing that gap a little bit. They still have 7 minutes, and that is absolutely doable. DDRG just kind of creeping up. Creeping up fat. BAX team's going to have a hard time dealing with those 3 players there, because you know once those 2 get wiped, you've got one more still to deal with. One does get picked, though. You got Itzy still left in.
Pushed from behind here. Coach dropped behind them, and Shrimp also somehow managed to run in behind.
Yeah, great counterflank there by Coach. Actually,
I feel like they might be getting their game back on now.
Yeah, and these
the thing we did see from BAX before.
These last what is this, 7 minutes left about? Yeah, they could pull this together. They just got another 10 points from that.
Just a quick note, we are doing 3 maps, however the score is not added.
Yeah. It's
We will just go by map wins.
yeah,
for this final.
best of 3. So if BAX, even by a point, gets this win, that's a huge win for the overall match.
This is DDRG doing the same push
Yep.
over big again, though, they've been doing.
And it looks like it's going to work for him, too, because Shrimp's about to go down right now. He did get a couple picks there. That was pretty decent. Coach actually coming in behind, trying to clean this up. He gets Yolda. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Ryan. Ryan gets the bolter.
Crosslong gets the LA. This is a strong repush.
Yeah. Yeah, BAX actually bringing this one back. Looks like, what is this? Joe Crema behind this box. BAX is going to have their people back in this building in just a few seconds here. If Joe Crema doesn't do a push right now, he's going to lose this. Yeah, here comes the rest of BAX. They have to deal with these people on Fat first, but they already got them. Yolda's now back inside the building, though.
They're not managing to pull those pushes off before, and I think the issue might be that they're playing the double LA now, and maybe that's what's not working for them.
Yeah, they are.
Aside from BAX also being back on their game.
They are losing the firepower with that one less heavy.
We see a failed conk here from DDRG, actually conked themselves. That's that's a big yikes.
Yikes emoji.
I just want to give a quick shout out to my homie 10 more minutes and ask for an unban my homie.
I also want to support that unban my boy 10 more minuets. And we do have DDRG finally pushing up Fat. They're actually they're not in a bad spot. Oh, I take that back. His teammate got picked off. Yep.
They got completely collapsed on. This
wow, 318 to 282. BAX is bringing this back really well, actually. They've got full control of this building still. They're really not losing a whole lot of people. Each time DDRG has been pushing.
36 points behind now, and if they get this cap, that's already 18 points.
So they'll only need maybe about a couple of team wipes, which they've just shown they can do. If they can just keep getting these points back, 4 minutes left, it's going to be close. If BAX can manage this, it's going to be close, but they could win it.
DDRG might be panicking a bit.
Yeah.
They've been losing this game. Like the control they've had before, it's not going well for them anymore.
Yeah.
And BAX might be able to capitalize.
Here comes this DDRG push. Now we do have Shrimp on Fat. He has to deal with a man on Fat as well. That guy he's backing off. This is a bad spot for him. But there is an LA here to back him up. He does have somebody on Skinny to deal with as well. I think that, yeah, that's a bad, ooh. Shrimp goes down as well. That's going to be more control for DDRG.
They are almost all in this building, and they're setting up the hold. This is going to be tough to
real bad news for the BAX team. This is going to be incredibly hard for them. They need this cap very, very badly in order to win this, potentially.
They do still have 3 minutes to do it. However, they don't want to feed in here either, because they need the points as well.
Yeah, which we just saw Ryan go in. He just died. Yolda gets another one off of Slendy. Shrimp just running in there. They're throwing caution to the wind here. Yolda's behind him. Oh, Yolda gets Zyros. This is what you do not want to see from the BAX team. They're getting picked off individually by Yolda. Just took out another 2.
And that BAX push didn't work at all.
No.
We see DDRG back in control.
Back in control, 40 points ahead. BAX team's going to have a very hard time getting the cap now, because the amount of time that DDRG gets on the point is doubled for BAX if they want to get that cap. They have to get, if they're on there for 20 seconds, that's 40 more seconds that BAX needs. At this point, they're really playing the clock. Ooh, these are some bad trades by BAX. They just lost like 3 to only, I think, one or two people going up this fat stairway. They're in a pretty bad spot number-wise. They could hit this point, but they do have to worry about Yolda, who's right over here on the fat stairway.
And both LAs.
Yeah, here come the LAs.
One goes down, and he takes him down. I think the cap is out of time yet. No, yeah.
I believe so. At this point, I think the BAX team can't get the cap. This is likely going to be a win for DDRG. I can't see the BAX team getting 40 more points in only 2 minutes, or a minute and a half, really. So this is probably going to be a GG for the DDRG team for this map. You did see, however, BAX really brought it back last, I'd say 6 minutes of the second half. So this second map, DDRG is going to be in a bit of a tougher spot with BAX finally back on their game a little bit.
True, and the second map is an entirely different playstyle.
Yeah, completely different. You can't ball up nearly as much as you can on this one.
Can be very interesting to see how that plays out. But this match is still going.
Yeah. I mean, there's only a minute left. There's really nothing more that the BAX team can do to get those score difference back up. At this point, they've definitely lost this. But we do still see some moves happening. Crossjon going in and gets one, but he did get picked very quickly there. Saw how quickly the DDRG team actually reacted to Crossjon coming up on the fast stair, and that's something that they're known for. Is they're just very quick to react and move a whole lot of people over to what might be happening very very close to them, or even a little further away from them. 20 seconds left now on the clock. You know, BAX team's kind of showing that they know that they needed roof control this whole map, but unfortunately they haven't really made use of the roof control as much as you'd expect. Those flanks really came in handy when we saw them, but then they just kind of stopped doing them.
Maybe the allies got a grip on those flanks, because I saw them inside before, and maybe once they realized what was going on and that they were getting flanked, they started shutting them down. That's time.
Alright, that is time for the first map. Again, this is best of 3.
And we see DDRG taking the first win by 380 to 335 points. 337 according to Ref. My script is slightly off.
Yeah, 380 to 337. DDRG coming in with 380 points. Dr. Psycho at -20, really the only feed for their team. Yolda at 24, 35 kills, only 24 deaths. And again with the 80% HSR, that's huge numbers for the amount of kills he has. Again, you know, one bolter that can shut somebody down like that rattles that person, rattles people around them. And really, that does play an element into the psychological game that DDRG is able to play because of that. G-Power coming in at 20. He was the one on the roof. You could see just how well he was able to lock down that roof, apparently, just from the scores here. Itzy at -2. Joe Crema at 0 and Simple Nub at 14. These are the 3 that you saw inside, I believe, most of the time. Dr. Psycho also one of those. And, you know, these were the guys that were just kind of death balling around. So the score... you can see, and by the way, the damage assists for them is insane. We've got 34, 38, 23, 29 for the higher ones, only 15 and 15 for the lower ones, and that's still pretty high. And that's just their strategy of kind of just running around as a big death ball, and it really worked for them on this map. So probably going to see that happen more in the next map, I bet, but we'll see if the BAX team can punish them for it. BAX team coming in at -45, Coach at -16, Crossjon at -2. These were the guys that was on the roof most of the time. Zyrus at -20, he was inside. Slendy at -2, Shrimp at -9, and Ryan at 4. He was playing Bolter first half, swapped it out for the second half. So yeah, strong showing by the DDRG team, definitely. They did not lose a grip on their team play from yesterday at all.
We only saw like one small hiccup by them. Their one BAX was quickly back in control, and even that they managed to get a grip on them.
Yeah, it wasn't until the end of the second half that BAX was really able to start to try and punish them for that death ball. You saw him get the crossfire set up on the counter flank, and unfortunately it was a little too late, and then even after that, DDRG still managed to do it after that, get control. And that was mostly due to Yolda, though. Absolutely a powerhouse to deal with inside that building.
I'm a bit disappointed in Coach. Not being able to maintain that dedicated feed position.
Yeah, you really want Coach to be in that top feed, and him showing just how weak he is at feeding. Only at -16. You know, that's not what you want to see. You want to see those numbers get up there.
I mean, the tournament's over after this, but if I was the BAX coach, I'd still have a talk with him about this. This is not the performance.
I mean, there's going to be tournaments in the future, so we're still definitely going to be talking to Coach and telling him, you know, we need those feeds to be up. We need you to, you know, double that 16, make it -30, make it -60. That's what we really want to see. That's what the viewers really want.
That's what he's here for. Anyway, we're seeing Aiken next, and I'm really interested in this map. I love this map. It's so much more hectic, and it's a lot more about individual skill in general, I'd say. And it's a lot faster paced, I feel like, than most maps. So yeah, I'm hyped for this one.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Mostly because I don't think either side has really played on Aiken a whole lot. I don't remember DDRG doing a ton of practice matches on Aiken, and neither that for the backside, to be honest with you.
I do remember BAX definitely banning Aiken in the coin flips against Unban My Boys Oki and girls. But yeah, if you say they haven't practiced a lot on it either, then that's gonna be interesting. I know DDRG played 2 or 3 Aiken matches this tournament, but that might have been on the first weekend.
All right. Well, my script is set up. Again, I want to remind everybody we are doing a raffle. If you are active in the chat and are following the channel, you will be able to get 500 daybait cash, $5 reduce essentially. We will go ahead and pick another winner, I think, in just a minute, because what we're going to do is do this. We did it last half. We wanted to do it after the map, and then we're going to see how this map plays out, and then we might do another one this half, or we might do another one at the end of this map, because it is best of 3, so we just want to space them out a bit. All
right. Teams are arriving now. Obviously going to take them a bit. Need to pull
Okay,
some.
this is definitely rigged. We have SanX3 with the win. He is also following the channel. That's very upsetting. That's going to be incredibly upsetting to the PSB team, whom, as you know, do not want San to be a big winner of anything. Unban my boy.
Ban player winning tournament prizes. I am disgusted. I fucking hate Saiyan, and I wish he would never win anything in his life.
Understandable.
Ruined my tournament team for no reason whatsoever. Oh, I see Saiyans upsetting now, but I guess that's just what you get when you ruin someone's tournament team, get them banned for no reason.
There we go. You get 500 daybreak cash, San. I'll give the codes out after the match, so I don't have to spend too long on the desktop, because apparently my mic isn't working on desktop. It's a little confusing, but that's okay.
People are calling for a reroll.
Big reroll conspiracy happening.
No. I mean, I already put up all this charade about me hating Saiyan just so they believe it's not rigged. We can't reroll now. Come on.
That's true. That's true. If we have to go back and re-input the numbers on stream too, it's gonna be really hard to do.
So much effort. Okay, points is neutral. I see both teams here.
Looks like it.
I think we should be ready to go in a second here.
Should be, and both buses are set up. Yep. Just gonna have to wait on the teams to say they're ready to go. But yeah, this is so this map plays a lot differently. Let me do one thing before I forget.
You know, while we have a second, Gallus, do you want to give a shout out to Turtle for the overlay?
I do want to give a shout out to Churtle for the overlay. This beautiful overlay brought to you by Churtle Loves Dolls on Twitch, known as Churtle by everybody else. Very nice overlay. If you guys like it, the shield or the little bar on the bottom. Some people don't realize this. That's actually when people die, they show up as like grayed out, and there's a little timer there. He actually had the forethought to put that in. That was a nice little addition when he first made this overlay, so that anytime somebody dies, you see how many people are out of the fight, and you can actually tell how long a team might have to wait before they can really push back in. It's a really nice overlay for several different reasons. But yeah, special shout out to Churtle.
Definitely makes everything so much easier. Both the casting, the watching, the playing. Well, not the playing, but yeah, it's great.
Actually, some people do run the overlay on their second monitor, just like they used to run the script on their second monitor, just so they could see what's happening.
Oh damn, that is try.
Yeah, very try hard.
That must be Europeans doing that. No way, proud American.
No NA would grovel themselves down to that level.
Okay,
purple team's ready. I think we're still waiting on the red team though.
Ready.
So what I was saying earlier, this map plays very differently from Ganon. For people that don't know, Aiken South has a kind of a clockwise direction that people kind of flow naturally to. What you'll see a lot of, whoever here this is on the western side, they're going to take this building here, which is considered their spawn building, and then they're going to go into the western building here because it is attached with a balcony. And what usually just ends up happening, they go to this balcony here, they wait until they know that it's clear in the enemy spawn, or they don't, and then they just push into the enemy spawn. And anybody that might be still stuck back here, say a bolter or something, they usually get picked off here. And then, same thing is happening on the eastern side. They've already pushed over here to this same adjacent building, and they're probably doing the same thing. So it's not until one team decides to hold up that you see the clash start to happen. Unless, of course, one team decides to just immediately reverse order, which can go pretty poorly. I've seen it happen many times, but it can work sometimes. But I've seen it work poorly, I think, more than well. So if say the western team runs to this right building here, to the south L, they're going to see the entire enemy team come from both balcony and bottom floor, and they're going to have to deal with everybody about the same time as well. You think you reach this top stair at the same time as the enemy reaches the top stair, so it would be a interesting strategy, but it could work. Meanwhile, on the roof, you see how much real estate is up here. It's not uncommon to see two LAs on both sides just duking it out on all four of these roofs here. Roof control is a very useful thing on Aiken South because you can deal with the people on the point without having to get picked off yourself every single time. And then you can also do quick flanks inside through windows here or through balcony.
We rarely ever see a team really getting roof control here, though, because there's so many angles to come up from. There's so much
ton of real estate.
Something else, though. Black Hands on this base by LA.
I mean, yeah, actually.
I know you're laughing again, but
Black Hand in this particular base, I will give you that, because this has. If you are standing, I'm just gonna get out of the ops cam. If you're standing here and you have a Black Hand, all the other person can see is your head, and you've got like what is essentially a small sniper rifle, and you can very quickly get those picks, or at least a little bit of damage that allows you to push up on somebody that does not realize you're there.
That's definitely strong play on this map, and it leads, as we discussed yesterday, I think it's a result or a proof of the more passive meta we've been seeing this tournament compared to previous ones.
Yeah, a little bit more of a passive meta, that's for sure. But interestingly enough, we say that both teams that progress to the finals here are pretty well known for their aggressive playstyle. So while the passive meta did purvey throughout the tournament, ironically, the more aggressive teams were able to get to this point.
True, true. Maybe that's proof that the passive meta is actually not that good. Maybe it's not only boring, but also not effective.
It could potentially be that. That's what they're saying out there, and that's what I'm reporting on. Are we going on 30? Yeah, we're going on 30. Saying I don't want to see all of this toxicity from you. My second winner.
One of the unpassive teams also got banned, so maybe that would be.
Yeah, interestingly enough, you know, Ram was promoted to 3rd place with LPS getting knocked out in that last one.
That's interesting development.
Interesting, isn't it?
I wonder if we can find some chat logs.
Interesting. All right, so DDRG running out into the regular spawn building here. I'm not seeing the break and flow just yet. Looks like they're just holding on to their spawn building. I'm not seeing actually anybody move from the spawn building, which is interesting. Usually everyone starts to move immediately, but let's see what's going on in the other one.
I am seeing the Black and LA duels on the roof here by Crosslon and Coach and Itzy and Essay.
Wow, interestingly enough, both sides playing their spawn room right now. They're just kind of waiting to see what might happen. Oh, but I see some movement.
The LAs are about to fight on South.
I do see some movement in South. Is it all LAs? Yeah, it's all LA battles going on right now. CrossJohn dealing with 2. He actually got 1, but Coach unfortunately went down before he could get his pick. So actually there's only 1 DDRG LA left up here on the roof. Now we do have BAX. The reverse order went into the north building instead of the south. Only 1 person left in it, though.
Trade here. See a trade with the bolter.
Shrimp going right into the spawn.
That's always a
Gets taken down by Dr. Psycho, though.
Is Psycho playing an SMG heavy?
Oh, I didn't notice.
I think he might be. I am definitely hearing SMGs going off.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
And that's surprising given the nature of the place, honestly.
Yep, so who is this? Dr. Psycho with the SMG heavy. Ooh, BAX taking the south building. This is really where I was expecting them to be this whole time. DDRG just kind of trickling in 1 at a time there. They got punished for it.
And that's a nice collapse on Docty by Crossrun and Slendy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And BAX actually seem to be holding, not root control, I don't think you can really speak of root control on this map, but seem to be holding on the...
You know what's interesting?
On the roof here.
I didn't even take into account this. The DDRG team has a stronger bolt, and Yola might just be playing point the whole time as the cloaked infill. And actually, that's gotten him a lot of time so far. I did see the bolter on there a second ago. He got taken out by Shrimp, but he was on there for a good amount of time. You saw how much time they have on the point now. So yeah, now DDRG coming back on the point. They've got a good amount of time on it already.
I see a DDRG heavy on the point, though. I don't think they're playing the infill. To flip
the infill, I think, just died. Again. Oh, here comes Yola again. So
I'm seeing
Bolter actually. We've heard this from several people, Dirtle included. Bolter not nearly as effective on Aiken as people might think, but it is good for point control because of course there's so much real estate there. Oh, Yola just goes down to Shrimp, by the way. So much real estate here on the points that a Bolter just staying there, you know, it distracts a lot of people if they're trying to figure out what's going on point. Why can't they flip it? It gives their team a whole lot of time to react to people trying to flip it back.
That's right, and this map also gets played in 12v12 formats, and in those Stalker infills on point are actually not uncommon, just hiding them somewhere.
No, not at all. There is a reason, however, that is banned in this kind of format. You see a lot of that happening if it's allowed.
some teams might just end up trolling with that, so we really don't want that.
So right now, looking at the scores, we have DDRG at 34, BAX 37, pulling ahead just by a few points. But really, no clear leads right now. The timer is literally halfway right now, with either side not making any gains on it.
Give it your all.
DDRG finally pushing it back up.
Yeah, they're just trading back and forth at the moment. Can't really see one of the
a ton of
teams,
trading.
pull away.
Yeah, here comes another trade. Yolda, I think, swapped out to heavy. Yeah, he did. So Yolda no longer playing the heavy against Ryan there, just took him out. We do have a couple BAX people back in south. Once again, doing that sort of clockwise formation. You see, whenever BAX gets back up, they go right to this south building, and DDRG might realize what's going on, and they might punish them for it. But it so far has just been trade wars. Haven't really seen a lot happening yet. Ooh, Ryan just trying to go for point for a second there. Gets picked off.
Punished immediately.
BAX really holding on to the south.
DDRG trying hard for this point.
It's a
BAX is not really responding to it.
It's going to be a lot easier for DDRG because right now they have a full minute on that point. So BAX has to, at bare minimum, keep it flashing if they want to get this point control back.
Enemy heavy spotted. Enemy light assault in
A lot of action happening down here in the south. Two LAs.
On point as well, we see two heavies trying to chase down Shrimp, and he trades one.
Ooh.
And the second one gets caught out.
Yeah, the LA. No, actually, that was the LA on the roof. There's two LAs here on the south roof. They were able to take out that, clean up that kill that Shrimp died to. Now we do have two DDRG LAs doing the same thing. They're wanting to get that roof control that BAX took back from them. We're going to have a little bit of an LA fight here. Oh, but one gets taken out by the window. Didn't even see him coming. The other two LAs take the momentum. They're going with it. They're not going to push down any further, it looks like. That LA's by himself. He's not going to be able to take out anything from here.
Gallows, we have a request in chat that if you can use faction colors on the minimap so people can keep track of people easier.
There we go.
Perfect.
Now I'm just going to shut down the minimap.
It's a very quick switch. You know where to switch it.
Give it your all.
Ooh, Shrimp gets taken down by Simple Nub.
DDRG in point control, but BAX is up almost 10 points.
10 points in kills, but that's not going to matter if DDRG can get this point cap. That's 18 points, and that's two teams worth of points, two team wipes worth of points.
True, that's a lot of points.
So BAX has to balance this out. They're getting the picks, but they need to get that points as well.
They're looking for point control right now. They are sitting on
Yeah, I
it.
do see Slendy over here.
spotted an enemy heavy.
They might be trying to just stall the point out and not let them get the cap, but not go for it themselves and try and build up this kill lead they're having. And more LA black and
Interesting spot Ryan's taken up here inside the tree box, kind of just staying passive, I suppose, just not wanting to get time on the point. But it seems like a bad place to be because it's very hard to get out of that. You saw he did kind of get punished for it.
He gets bolted.
Where did that was that balcony?
Yolda back on the bolt. No, he ran onto point.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even see him. Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah. So strong presence once again by Yolda, holding on to that point. BAX still in the lead with kills at least, 85 to 76. Not a huge lead, and definitely not a comfortable lead for BAX. They still need to do a lot of work here. Ooh, two just get taken down by another two. Bad trade there by the BAX team.
Eyes open. Enemy heavy. Enemy heavy. Spotted.
BAX did manage to get a little bit of time back on the point.
There's still only a minute left for DDRG to cap it, though, and that's going to be big numbers for them. Because
They don't seem to be able to hold
Right
it.
now, DDRG is only down by 9 points with that. That'd be a huge lead for them. That'd be 10 points in the lead, plus whatever kills they can get.
Stay alert. Enemy heavy nearby.
They do actually have point right now, and DDRG not really pushing for it yet. They're sort of just holding up in their home building.
They might,
maybe waiting for people.
yeah, they
coming
might
back
know
in.
to just regroup because they don't have a whole lot to lose right now.
Light assault trooper.
I mean, yeah, true. They have a lot of time on point actually, and not that far behind. It's still very close. It's just 13-point difference at the moment.
Now we do have 2 LAs from the DDRG team. I don't see the BAX LAs. Oh, there they are, way in the back. Oh, black hand head glitch going on.
Give it your all.
Meanwhile, downstairs we do have Shrimp on the point, trying to take out Yolda. He might get him. He got him.
He did get him, and that's
A little bit of support here from
Bax
the
flipping back to
Yep,
point
a
again.
little bit of support from the balcony here. Zyros here on South Balc. Now we do see strong presence by DDRG on the. Is this roof or is this inside? It's the second floor of North Building,
Enemy heavy.
which is expected. That's where you want. That's where you want to be if you're on that side. Quick access.
That's sort of your default building.
Stay alert. Enemy heavy. Enemy light.
Other than your spawn building,
Yeah,
of course,
this is
which a
generally where people hold up. But you can see BAX not pushing this building. What they want to do is just kind of bait the DDRG team out. Shrimp looks like he might go for a quick push here. By himself, though. Not sure where he's going to go from here.
He is going in from.
Oh,
the
I think he
back.
got spotted. Ooh,
Oh,
this is
damn.
bad news for him. He did get a pick, though, but he got picked off right away by, was that Dr. Yeah, Dr. Psycho with the SMG. Meanwhile, in South Building, the LA battle's still raging on. Kojak, oh, sorry, Ryan. Ryan took out the second DDRG LA, but there's still one more over there in North.
Bax has put the point almost back in the middle, and they are now 18 points ahead. I feel like Bax is stabilizing their lead here, actually.
Yeah, they're slow. Even if DDRG were to get the cap, I think at this point, BAX would still be in the lead by a little bit. I mean, I might be wrong about that, but I think that's right.
Yeah, they would be ahead by
Yeah.
2 points. NA schools, what the fuck do they teach you, Gallows? You can't even do simple fucking subtraction.
I don't know. I've never done fractions, so I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Okay.
Oh, inside the back spawn building, we have Croshdon. Took out one already. The second one goes down as well. He was supported there by somebody. Was that Coach? Coach supported them there. Good cleanup by Coach. Croshdon was in a bad spot there. Meanwhile, we have Shrimp once again, kind of off by himself. I'm not sure where he's going to be going from here. Looks like North Building. There's 2 people up there, and he keeps getting spotted every time he goes up to try and do a push. He really has no chance to get in that building, it looks like.
We actually only have 2 minutes and 35 seconds left on the match.
Yeah, so actually it's...
So it's going to be very hard to get a cap here for either team.
Yeah, it's still possible, but with the amount of times that the point just kind of flips and flashes, I would say it's actually impossible. But, you know, technically speaking, it is possible with the amount of time on it.
Yeah, but it's, yeah, as you said, it's
Highly
almost impossible.
improbable at this point.
Yeah.
Eyes on a hostile light assault trooper.
And Bax in the lead by 22 points now.
Yeah,
Actually. They are building this
slowly
lead out,
solidifying
and
that lead, but it's still not a comfortable enough lead for BAX to really take a breath yet. DDRG could easily take this back. They've
Definitely, I just feel like we are actually seeing Bax building on what they started in the last round of, in the end of the last round of Ganon. And they are back to that team play that they're doing.
you definitely see everybody has a partner except for Shrimp. I haven't seen him really partner up with anybody, but everybody seems to have had a partner the whole time.
Everybody has a battle buddy.
Gotta
And
stick
that
with
just-
your battle buddies.
they're not balling up like DDRG did last time.
And it gives them
but
a little bit more.
They're collapsing.
It gives them a little bit more free reign to do exactly what you just said. They can collapse because they're not all in one spot. They're instead in 2 or 3 separate spots, and then they pincer whenever they get pushed. Oh, Blackhand use. Here we go. Oh, but he gets taken down, as he should. The Blackhand's a terrible gun.
You're a terrible person for saying that.
I'll accept that, but I'm not gonna change my views.
Fair enough.
Oh, we've got Coach and Coach and Slendy here. About to get taken out by the LA though. You got 2 picks there. A little bit of a bad push by the BAX team. A little too aggressive, I'd say. The whole DDRG team was just kind of holed up in there waiting for that. They have momentum now. DDRG could push into the south building if they wanted to, but I don't think they're going to capitalize on it. No, they're definitely not. They're doing it, but they're doing it too slow. It looks like they've got 1 picked off already. The other one gets caught on the tree. Slendy's trying to take a shortcut. He didn't make it in time, unfortunately. Oh, he gets taken down as well. But there was an LA that just dropped right in front of me. So the LA battle's clearly... Oh, that was a trade, actually.
Yeah, Bolter trades 1 LA and is fighting the second one, gets the second one as well.
BAX actually has a pretty poor presence in the south building right now. DDRG wants to take that building. Okay. So, yeah, actually, BAX is getting a small lead. No caps on this one either.
20 points. That's 20 points it's a good start.
Yeah, it's definitely a good start.
It's not a lead where it's hard to come back.
No, not by any means. BAX is still in a tight spot. 20.
And they are 1 map behind at the moment.
Correct. So
they do really want to win this to still have a chance.
Yep. They got to get this map as a win in order to progress onto the 3rd map, and then whoever wins that 3rd map, it's going to be the win. But for right now, at least BAX is a little bit in the lead. No caps on the point for these scores. We've got 128 to DDRG, a negative 14 for G-Power, positive 8 by Itzy, negative 10, surprisingly, by Yolda. I said this before, bolters aren't as strong on this map in terms of kills. You see them more hitting the point and kind of causing it to flash. I think Yolda actually swapped out to heavy even midway through. He did eventually switch back, but yeah, you saw how less effective Yolda was there. Joe Crema at negative 4. Dr. Psycho at negative 2, and Simple Nut at negative 4. Everyone except for Itzy going negative on the DDRG team, but not by big numbers by any means. Those could definitely go back to positive this second half. BAX coming in with 148, negative 4 by Coach. Really poor feed job by Coach. CrossJohn, positive 9. Zyros at negative 8. Shrimp at plus 16. We saw him alone quite a lot, but it seems like it worked out for him. Maybe he was getting the picks, and I just did not notice it. Slendy at 8 and Ryan at negative 1. Overall, everyone is pretty even. This is not a solid or comfortable lead for BAX by any means. They do need to maintain this slight advantage they have, but right now at least they're in an okay spot. So they do have to get this win in order to get that 3rd map going.
It does seem like Shrimp is back on this game. I was a bit surprised the first game. He didn't seem on it so much. I saw him in good flanks a lot of the times and just getting those kills immediately when he was on the flank. Yeah, really back on his game here. Now the second map they're playing. Yeah. And they're already ready for the next round. Ref isn't ready though, so I will just quickly run and get some ice cream.
What?
Well, I will be back in like 20 seconds.
Also, we were gonna do if the matches looked really one-sided, we were gonna do another raffle this halftime and on the end of this. However, because it is so close, instead I think what I'm gonna do is wait until the end of the map, and then if BAX wins this map, we'll do one more raffle at the end of the 3rd map. If DDRG wins this map, however, we will just do both on the end. So remember, if you are active in the chat and you are following the channel, you do have the opportunity to win 500 debit cash, $5 reduce.
Something else I'm noticing looking at the scoreboard is we see Itzy, one of the allies, doing so well. Going positive, +8 here, while the rest of his team is negative. On the other hand, we see Assing, who I'd say is maybe even the stronger ally. They're very close. They're both very good ally players. Going -14. That's a bit weird. Like they're both playing ally, playing together, yet they have such different scores.
Saying I don't appreciate the trash talk against my boy Billy Wan. I specially picked him for the finals cast.
I'm not. I wouldn't be concerned about that. It's just saying no one likes it.
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
Now you're doing the trash talk, and I'm not liking that either.
It's not trash talk.
This is very upsetting.
Sometimes
I'm gonna go cry. I'm a very delicate flower.
I'm sorry, but fuck Jello.
There we go. You have already started, by the way. I didn't realize it, but timer has started. Oh. We do have 2 LAs on the DDRG team. We've got, I only see one. Oh, goes down to a blackhand cross-shun. The only BAX LA up here. It looks like BAX playing a little bit more inside, I suppose.
We can still win this.
Yeah, I see a lot of heavies inside the spawn building here. It seems like they're just waiting for the momentum they need to start pushing. They're going now. BAX team full on top of second floor of this south building. There is one person outside they're going to have to deal with.
As you said before, Yolda's going for the point flip as the info again, but BAX is flipping it back now.
Yeah, I think they're more aware that Yolda's going to be hitting that point immediately this time. They want to do a counter flip real fast on that because they had a very hard time holding on to that last time.
Fails though. Shrimp goes down to roof control LA by DDRG.
Still got a lot of balling up inside of the DDRG spawn building. So far, no one's really making the move to go to one building or the other, and that's where you're going to see a lot of the points come in. Is once these 2 teams start moving, once one tries to confront the other, that's when things start happening. Right now, we're going to see just maybe 1 or 2 picks from the LAs mostly. Here goes DDRG just taking the south building. They do have one person to deal with. I think he's on the roof though. No, he's actually Shrimp down here on the bottom. Shrimp just backing out. He knows that that's a bad spot to be in if the whole team pushes, because that's easy access for the DDRG team. Slendy going aggressive. Here he goes. Oh, no, he's backing out. Once again, BAX
in point control.
Yeah, BAX has point control. Both teams going to have to play this pretty passively, I suppose. It seems that they really want to get this point control mostly, and to do that, they want the balcony control most. They're able to get those picks off from balcony and keep Yolda from flipping it back.
I'm not convinced by this strat that DDRG have.
Yeah, they're playing strictly in their own spawn building, and so far it's not working. We still see a 20-point lead for BAX, and we're not really seeing a whole lot happening outside either for picks. They really do need those picks. Oh, DRG does get 1 pick, but it gets a trade-off.
They're pushing now.
Yep.
They're pushing into another
We've got
building.
G-Power here. I think what might have been happening here is they were waiting for the pick from one of the LAs, and now they're starting to push in right now. We've got DDRG pushing in. They've got only 1 LA behind them, and then the rest of them are on bottom floor. But the LA does take them. Cross-Shun actually took him out of there. Or actually, I'm sorry, that was Coach. That was Coach, yeah.
Indeed. Simple enough. We've got Elvis there in chat saying, wow, I thought the match would be next week. I think this is another display of how incredibly stupid Elvis
Actually,
is.
he was probably just planning ahead for next week because he knew that this was going to be a very long match, potentially. You never really know. Elvis got a humongous brain, and it goes above people many times. Cross-Shun.
I think Elvis was just planning for pickups.
That might be. Cross-Shun going into a blackhand fight. All of these long sidelines for the blackhand. It's I guess this is the ideal weapon for this. I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm gonna go back and watch the second floor people. Oh my god, there's another black hand. Coach with the black hand as well. Long sightlines, pretty decent scope. I think there's a 2x on that, right?
You can't use a 2x on.
Is it 4x?
Only.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
only
yeah,
4x.
I mean it's a
on it.
decent scope for these long sightlines like that. Oh, Yolda once again hitting that point. You see him over here on this tree, but he's about. Oh, no, actually, the heavy backed off that was shooting at him. Ooh, it's dangerous for the BAX team to leave Yolda up here because he just got the pick off the balcony there, and he's on point and he's invisible, making it insanely hard to deal with him. That was a dangerous move that heavy just backed off of Yolda like that.
With DDRG with point control, and I don't really see them catching up on points though.
No, so far we're at 164 to 180, but if the DDRG team can get the point cap, that's going to bring them a lot closer. And I think that's what they're focusing on right now. Is they want that point control because they know Yolda can probably hold on to that. Oh, here we go with Slendy. Now he's stuck in a corner. He's a very bad spot. He gets taken down. I think Shrimp just kind of ran in here though. Oh, he gets him though. Takes down Joe Crema. But he has another one he has to deal with. Here he comes. Oh, take him down.
Flip on right now.
Yeah, 176 to 188.
Never mind, Yolda's on the
176 to 188. The DDRG team just took a lot of points from him.
That's and they're close to getting the cap as well, which will put them in a very slight lead.
Not a comfortable lead once again, but still definitely a slight lead if the DDRG team can get that plus 18. And the BAX team just kind of falling apart here in their own spawn building. They're getting picked off. DDRG just actually pushing them through. Oh, here comes the BAX team in the north building now. Oh, Slendy turned on Simple Nub there. Took him out with an underboss. The far superior secondary.
We have 8 seconds. Oh, we see a desperate push from BAX.
Shrimp just running on there. Does not want that to flip.
And Slendy.
Interesting.
Probably worth it though,
yeah,
because they're not getting picked off, they're getting the flip.
I mean, they're not off the point yet, and then that's important, because it's not until the point gets flipped.
Crosslink just took roof control back as well, so that seems like a worthy play there. They got point back in
you say that, but Slendy did get picked off inside one of these buildings here, trying to run back inside for cover. Shrimp, I think, actually made it out alive, though. So not a terrible...
Shrimp is still sitting on point.
Not a terrible sacrifice for him. Right now, they're doing okay. In terms of the holding on to that, but they do have to. Oh, Yolda! Yolda comes in and gets Shrimp. Shrimp has always been prone to those quick headshots by Bolters. We saw that in yesterday's match against Ram as well. Bolter just comes around and bolts him right off the window.
So DDRG in point control again. 30 seconds left on the clock. Still slight lead by BAX, but would be equalized by the point cap. Would actually put them in a slight lead for DDRG.
Yeah, BAX really needs to hold on to that point and make sure that does not flip for DDRG. If anything, they really just need to keep it flashing at bare minimum. And if they can just keep it flashing, then eventually they can get the picks they need to actually flip it entirely. Right now, not a great spot. They have very big spread. You can see them on the map here. 2 in North Building, and there's 1 in North Building, actually. And he's about to get pushed by the LA. He goes down. DDRG, however, they are pushing together into the spawn building of the BAX team. Slendy comes in, takes out 1, but only 1. Gets taken down by the second. That was Zyros, I'm sorry.
And that is point control again for DDRG,
BAX,
and they never allowed BAX to fully
BAX is unlikely to get this point back, and they're probably going to get the flip for DDRG. That's going to be a cap, I guarantee it.
That is a huge cap for DDRG.
Yeah,
because that puts them in a now comfortable.
Not comfortable. Definitely a solid lead. It's 8 points in the lead right now.
That is considering how this match has been going, how tiny the point difference has been.
Yeah, and right now, we're
great.
at 210 to 220 for BAX in the lead for those points, but that's not including the cap DDRG just got. So that's actually going to make DDRG about 230, something like that. Close to that. So they're in the point. They're in the head about 10 to 8 points.
Something they could definitely still achieve. They have 6 minutes 30 left about, and that's still possible to get back on.
Another nice pick there by Yolda all the way across, even with the tree obscuring it a little bit. Yeah, BAX just kind of fell apart there. We've got 218 to 226. They're just now holding into the north building. They do have to deal with this DDRG kind of passive spawn play that they're going to be playing in a second. And then once they get a pick, you're going to see them all rush in like we saw them last time.
If you are BAX in a situation, you do just want to focus on the kills. There's no way you're getting the recap here, and I'm not really seeing the frags from them though.
Well, you say that, but you know, you're not wrong. They are going to start focusing on the cap, or on the fight rather, getting the frags, and I think that actually might put them in a better spot to not have to go back out on a point. They might just stick around, just get those frags, and then just purely from frags get the points they need, because they don't have to worry about that. Meanwhile, however, DDRG playing incredibly passively inside of their own spawn building. Once again, I think what they're waiting on is a pick from the north building. The LAs have to get one pick, and then the rest of that whole team is going to show up. We're going to see it, I'm sure, pretty soon here.
I just noticed that we had a swap on the LAs for BAX. Ryan switched for LA and Coach switched.
It does
to
seem like it worked out, because Ryan positive won there, and they've had a little bit better roof control, I think, in this second half.
I generally think they did have roof control, aside from a few times when they lost it.
Wow, things are really grinding to a halt here. Both teams not wanting to lose any frags.
Ryan goes down, Crossrun just trades him back though.
Oh, here comes the DDRG team. They were waiting on that one pick, and now they're going to try and make momentum off this, but we got to trade here. Once again,
I'm not seeing them
yeah,
pushing
once again,
in,
they're going back to staying inside.
No, this is. I thought Xenotech was the next map. God damn it, this is slow.
Yeah, things are grinding to a complete halt here because BAX knows they need to depend on frags, and DDRG knows that if they don't die, they're probably going to win. So they're really just holding off, trying to push their team into certain areas.
We have DDRG heavy on the flank here now, coming in the back of Northern. But, oh, actually Shrimp is coming back into it, because BAX completely abandoned it. They do know he's here now. He's got spotted.
Ooh, the LA battle's happening. It looks like we got one Crossshot down and Ryan down. That's a bad trade there. The LA's dealt with the BAX LA's pretty handily.
Eyes open, enemy heavy.
Shrimp with the second pick. Oh, but he goes down to 2.
And DDRG takes control of the Northern building.
Took them a while, but they did eventually get it back. Just a very slow, kind of a smart approach to it, I suppose. They were just waiting for the momentum they needed that the LAs could provide by getting a couple of picks on roof control.
I mean, they do have the time.
They definitely do.
Now. They do have the lead, and there's not a lot of...
Meanwhile, BAX does not really have that kind of same time. The scores right now are 250 to 252 without including the DDRG plus 18. So BAX needs to get plus 18 in order to secure a win. Oh, Shrimp goes down to Yolda again. Oh, and the LA cleans up, I believe that was Zyros.
Zyros? Yeah.
Ooh, the LA is actually getting a pretty good amount of picks here. It's now 262 to 256. And we've only got 2 minutes left. BAX really needs to make a move here.
This is going to be very tough to come back for BAX.
We do have some BAX members going in. They're wiping quite a few people, actually. Only 2 heavies actually just wiped out the rest of the building. One did finally get picked off here by Itzy. Slendy cleaning that up.
Slendy gets it.
All right, so we've got 267 to 264 BAX. Again, very close scores, and BAX really needs 20 points in order to win this. So they really got to make some moves here.
gonna be very tough to get those 20 points for them, especially because DDRG is probably aware and it's not going to try any big
No,
moves.
it does seem like DDRG is completely holding off any efforts in pushing, because if they push right now, they could lose the lead that they have right now. If they just stay in that building, they'll be okay.
Yeah, and it's almost time. I guess this 30 seconds, okay.
Shrimp gets one pick. Has to pull out for shields, though. Meanwhile, I think an LA came in and picked off one in here. I've completely lost him. Ah, here he is. Another heavy on balcony. Gets picked off by Coach, though.
And that's time.
Thanks,
That's,
Conflictus. Yeah, ignore my 10 seconds, actually. I did have to start my script a little bit late because I didn't realize they had started. But yeah, so the official scores... not up yet, but he'll have them up in a second.
So that's either way though, that's a win to DDRG, and that's the first ever.
I believe so, yeah.
International tournament that's won by an EU team, if I'm not mistaken. After we're done with Eurodome, now the actual international one gets taken by.
Yeah, the first Eurodome to be won by a Euro. That's true.
Congratulations, definitely, to DDRG. Very nice showing here.
Here it is.
Even when they struggled a bit, they came back.
So 276 to 267 is the official score. Or I'm sorry, 297 is the official score in favor of DDRG. So yeah, congratulations to the DDRG team. They actually did get the big win there, the second win and best out of 3. So yeah, good plays overall. Before we
what's wrong with Kiki? Are you being rude, Gallows? Don't be rude.
I think because she's an organizer, if I'm right. I might be wrong, but
no, Kiki is not.
She's not an organizer. Okay, we might be.
She's a team
we might be counting Kiki then.
I think we are, dude.
Okay.
She's a streamer and a team captain, or co-caster.
Okay. So we'll do that. So Kiki is the third winner there.
Both of them, definitely.
User was moved to your channel.
I'd say it's he, but he's not here anymore, so probably Doc P.
User was moved to your channel.
Hi, hello.
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 Yeah,
congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Did a great job. It was a very close match for basically all of it. Actually, this is the first map and the second map. And you guys came through with that cap, and that's you really having Yolda on the point. It seems like that really solidified that cap.
Yeah.
Did a great job with that. Is Ryan here? He's not.
No.
Okay.
I poked him, but he's not
Okay.
responding.
Well, let's start with a quick question for you. How do I phrase this? How ecstatic was Yolda when he got quite a few picks in that first map?
Oh,
Because we did see a lot of incredible plays by Yolda.
I mean, you're just a quiet guy, so it wasn't like
Okay.
anything, but he was very happy. We were all
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, that really destroyed any kind of momentum BAX had. Yolda getting 4 picks going inside of that building. It was incredible to watch. For the second map, did you guys have a kind of a plan to just stick around in your own building, or in another the adjacent building closest to you? Did you want to play more aggressively, but you just couldn't because of the point control that you guys were going for? What was going on in your mindset there?
we definitely wanted to play more aggressive in the first round, but the BAX guys didn't really allow that. They played that pretty well, but we noticed in the second round that we just have to have them push us.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, the BAX team was they did really well holding inside of that one building, and you guys kind of just couldn't really get into that building. And I think we saw by the second half you were countering that, but just kind of sticking around in your own building, waiting for the LAs to get a pick, and then using that momentum from there. Is Ryan here yet?
He
Okay.
is not. However, I do have a question from the community,
Okay.
specifically Bobby S. is asking, how did DDRG manage without any organizers on your team? That must have been very expensive. How did you
don't
pay
know,
for
dude.
that?
I mean, I'm pretty poor now. I had to pay everyone to get here,
Damn.
but I made it. It was worth it.
That's good to hear. That was worth it.
Well,
Ryan's still
Alright.
not here. I don't think he's
well, if we
coming.
don't have Ryan, I guess we'll. Is there anybody else that we can grab?
This coach, Shrimp and
User was moved
Shrimp.
to your channel.
So for that second map, again, did you kind of want to get roof control as much as possible? Because we did see a lot of even fights happening on the roofs. Was that a big worry for you?
Yeah, roof control was important. It was.
Yeah.
I think the other two LAs played rather passive as well, so it's the ending had to adjust it a bit.
Oh, sorry about that. I was having a talk. Yeah, GG.
Yeah.
I guess.
GG.
You know,
GG.
There was some interesting things in that game. I'm not gonna lie. But I I'll blame DX11. Don't
Yeah, it's an easy blame.
It's an easy blame. We'll blame DX11, man. It's not that I haven't been practicing or anything. It's fucking
Yeah.
DX11.
That
100%.
those dang developers.
I know, right? Fucking do what you're doing, man. Come on, fam. I thought we were friends. Yeah, no, I mean, GG. Tried our best, but at the end of the day, I had.
It was a
weapons
really
left,
close
so,
match.
you
I
know.
think you guys both played very, very well. G Power
Yeah.
playing really well on the roof quite a lot. Yolda obviously playing that super well as a bolt quite a lot. So yeah, GG to both sides. That was the final. That was the final for the PIL tournament. Let's go ahead and do one more raffle here because I think we have one more code.
I don't think bot's liking you right now, Gallows.
Bots don't like people.
All right. Well, we'll do the raffle after. Let me go ahead and
makes
put
sense.
one more
Skynet is taking over. This is how it
post
begins,
splash
the
here.
Planetside.
A big thank you to all of the PSB organizers that contributed to this, the entire PSB team, the streamers, the casters, and the refs that all came out and made this these matches possible. That was a huge help to all the volunteers that did that. And of course, once again, a big thank you to Churtle for making the overlay and the scoreboard. Oh, there's my winner. So yeah, that scoreboard, that overlay that we use, and once again, want to reiterate, Churtle made that, and it's a beautiful, beautiful overlay. And then once again, big thank you to all the teams who have participated: DDRG, RimBax, Autism, VODE, FCC, BRAC, GSLD, SAC, BLNG, LPS, BS, WFAT, Seaway, B-Way, Ziz, Oki, and the second Oki team. Thank you guys all for showing up and making teams. This has been a pretty successful tournament overall. So go ahead and leave it at that.
Yeah, was fun.